Hey guys! So this is my new lighting setup, and I've actually got my light over here in a different place as well, and you all are up on a tripod, and I feel like a real booktuber. Today I am doing my favorite series, and I love that all of my series are kind of in different genres from each other a little bit. So let's get into it. My first one is going to come as a little bit of a not surprise at all. If you've been watching this channel for a length of time, I read one of the books this year, and I'm hoping to finish out the other two probably next year or the end of this year. I haven't decided yet. But that series is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I love the first three books. I have read Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, and Storm of Swords, and I absolutely love these books. They are fantastic. The world building is just amazing. If you don't know about this series, come on. There are so many different characters and so many different just like plots and interesting things to get sucked into. I know these books are large, but like they go by so fast, and I think I've given every single one of these either a 4 or 5 stars. I can't talk highly enough about this series. The characters are amazing. The setting is gorgeous and terrifying all at the same time, and it's totally worth it that these books are this long. The next one I'm sure is gonna be on everybody's list if they did this, but it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I love this series. Actually, Throne of Glass is not in here anywhere because I don't know. That one's good, and I really do love it, and I hope to read Kingdom of Ash soon, but I can't consider it one of my favorites. I don't know. But Court of Thorns and Roses absolutely stole me as soon as I read the first one. I love this series. I love Farah. I love Rhysand. I love everybody in this book except for one character, but no spoilers. This series is just fantastic. The amount of adultiness I feel like is good. I think this is technically considered young adult, but I would consider it leaning a little bit more towards like my age. But I do think that this could work for a lot of different ages. I love this series. Just the world building is fantastic. The plots just twist and turn, and I love it. And I flew through these. I think I gave every single one of them 5 stars. Now, I haven't actually really had a chance to talk about this series at length on this channel, and I feel kind of sad about that because I finished these before I started this. But the Illuminae Files by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, I can't, like, this series is just amazing. When I thought about doing this tag, this was actually the series that I immediately thought of because every single one of them has been a 5 stars. Illuminae, Obsidio, well, Gemina, and then Obsidio. Absolutely fantastic. Follows Katie and Ezra, I think, in the first one, and then Noah and somebody in the second one. I don't remember everybody's names. I'm really bad at names, but like just hearing from 3 different perspectives in 3 different books is super interesting, and like the mixed media is super cool, like logbooks and just like, I don't know, just this whole book is amazing. I flew through all 3 of these as well, even though they are rather large. I absolutely loved this series. I know I'm saying that every single time, but that's the point of this, is because these are my favorite series and I want you all to read them. This is considered more sci-fi. I would consider this young adult as well. I would leaning a little bit more, like I think adults would really enjoy this too, like older adults. I mean, I'm an adult, but let's be real, I'm not really an adult. But I can't say enough good things about this book. Like, so good. The next series I've talked about just a tiny bit on this channel, and that is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is about a group of teenagers that they solve like cold cases for the FBI and get caught up in like some interesting things. I thought this was just like the goofiest young adult mystery series. I loved it. I ate it up. And then just all of a sudden, this like last 2 books, the first 2 books are goofy and like whatever. The last 2 books get very serious, just like real fast. These are tiny, they're easy to get through. The font is pretty large. But I love the characters in this. The main character, Cassie, which I kept replacing with my name, which is the opposite of what everyone has done my entire life. Everybody thinks that my name is Cassie, and I'm like, nope, it's Casey. And it's the generic spelling, even though everybody tries to put fancy letters in my name and there aren't any. But Cassie was just such a realistic character most of the time. I don't know. These are light, easy reads. I really enjoyed them, and I think that these would be fantastic for people who want to try and kind of get themselves into the murder mystery genre. The last series I'm going to talk about is one that I actually read the first 2 because I got a NetGalley arc of the 3rd one, and I don't even remember requesting it, but I'm so glad I did because I love this series, and it's the Veronica Speedwell series by Deanna Rayburn. This series is so weird. It's about a girl named Veronica Speedwell, and she is like a butterfly catcher. I know there's a specific name for it, but I can't think of it right now. And she loves plants and she loves butterflies, and she's like a scientist, but she kind of runs into some interesting troubles the day that one of her guardians passes away. And she ends up befriending a guy that he's like an ex-con, I think. I don't remember. Like, it's been a while since I've read this, and there is actually another one coming out in 2019, I believe. I am so stoked about that one. These I would consider young adult as well, but I could totally see like maybe beginnings of middle grade. I think like 14 and older, I think. This series is fantastic. It's very like Victorian, whatever, but there's a lot of new age thinking as well, which is refreshing, but I think it stays close enough to the time period to keep it like super interesting. And I just love the back and forth banter between Victoria and her friend, I guess. I mean, they're not friends at the beginning, that's for sure. Let's see, Stoker. I was like, I remember he has like a spooky-esque sounding name, but I couldn't think of what it was. But Stoker. Stoker is like brooding and angry at the world, and he's bitter, and I love it. But yeah, this series is great. Lots of laughs, lots of witty banter. You just can't ask for more. Alright, so those are my top 5 favorite series. I would love to know what yours are down in the comments below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I am at @BohannonBabbles on both. And I guess I'll talk to you all in the comments. See ya!